Good morning, Hugh.
Good morning, Uncle George.
How are you?
I'm good. A little chilly out.
We are, don't talk chilly. I had that chili over at Wild Wing Cafe. I'm still living with it.
Yeah, well, that's a personal choice.
Boy, did we have a fun weekend at Wild Wing Cafe.
Dude, it was a blast. I mean, their hospitality, was just unreal.
And what we're talking about, folks, of course, if you didn't catch it, we did broadcasting for the Masters. We did coverage of the Masters from Wild Wing Cafe, sponsored by Wild Wing Cafe, for all 4 days of the tournament. And we had a blast doing it. Had a lot of good friends stop by and talk with us. We gave away a ton of prizes.
Yep.
And the gentleman, I understand, that won the driver on Sunday, he's really liking it, from what I hear.
That's cool. He was excited about it. I know that.
He was all excited. We got guests with us today. Mr. Dave Walker, of course, is from thegolfdirector.com. He is part of our packaging company here. He is our golf sales person, so we're going to talk a little bit about golf packaging today on the roundtable. That's our general discussion item. And Dr. Grind, Mr. Al Cloyd is in the house, folks. Al, let's all give Al applause. Okay,
Thank
great.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on today.
You'll be in the area all day, won't you, Al?
That's right.
Okay, all day, baby.
That's right.
Dave, welcome
That's
to the
right.
program.
I appreciate you having me on today.
Welcome to the roundtable.
About time I can get the word out about the Golf Director golf packaging.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, first off, let's explain to the folks how you got here. You actually attended last Thursday our broadcast from Wild Wing Cafe.
That's true.
And part of our giveaways was the opportunity for one of our listeners to join us here on the roundtable and to talk about golf. And lo and behold, I put out a trivia question, of which you got none of them, by the way, Dave. He couldn't answer any of them. Moving on, though, and Dave happens to provide the right answer to the trivia question,
Yes,
so
I
he
did.
wins the chance to join the roundtable, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we won't go there right
We'll
now.
find out.
Hey, we'll find out. But the man honestly answered that archaic question that you threw out there.
Archaic
I
question.
mean, those things were back 30, 40 years before I was even born. How was I supposed to know
No,
those?
it wasn't that far before you were born.
It wasn't far.
All right, guys. So that's how Dave ends up on the program. And lo and behold, with his experience and vast knowledge of packaging and my confusion about packaging, which I'm confused about a lot of things, Hugh, as you know.
You and me both.
So, yeah. But the point is I said, okay, let's make the subject for the roundtable today golf packaging here in the Grand Strand. And what better man to have than the guru himself, Mr.
Sure.
Dave Walker.
You might as well. He's already in the house. We can just bring him right out of
There
his
you go.
office and come on up here and sit down and talk.
Yeah, I had to go pry bar him out of his cubicle this morning. The dude's here like at 3:30 every morning. And
Sending
he's-
out quotes and trying to book golf packages.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that now. We get hundreds of thousands of people here each year, Dave, and there's so much confusion now. It used to be you just picked up the phone and you called because there was really no internet. Now there's internet, there's social media, there's all this networking capability, and there's so much confusion because what are there, 100 different packagers in the Grand Strand? I don't know.
I bet there's at least that in the Grand Strand, and there's multiples upon multiples of packagers out there. All the hotels are doing it. You've got several good independent packagers. I worked for one who was in business for 22 years, who it took me 4 years to get into his company.
Yeah.
And his turnover was 3 people in 22 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, I learned a lot in there. I was there for 9 years at the last place I was at, and it was a phenomenal place to be, like a family-run business.
Yeah.
And he passed away, and actually we do a charity tournament for him, the Rich Jacobs Memorial Grand Strand Pro-Am, of which Hugh has won the inaugural year and won at a different time. And
You won something?
He's pretty good till he
Wow.
gets to the shootout, and then
Wow.
Well,
Then
they start letting us drink beer, and that's when I get in trouble.
It was a sanctioned event, but during the shootout they can start drinking, and
I've gotten to the finals of the
his
shootout
hands
the
get
last
too
2
close
years.
to his wrist. Is
He's
what
been
happens.
there a few times, as has Dale Catola, and Courtney Bryson has won it. Chapman won
Jim
it.
Fellner won it the inaugural year,
Jim
won the
Fellner
shootout.
has
I
won
the
it, and he's
low
been in
pro
there
and-
just about every year. I mean, the pros in the area love the tournament, and I can't say enough about it. We do have some major sponsors for it. We're looking for some more whole sponsors to try to benefit the charity of Helping Hand, and I just wanted to throw that out there. we can't say enough about the help that we get from the major sponsors, the Myrtle Beach Golf Desk and National Golf Management helps us out. Legends helps us out.
Why the clearing of the throat, Dave?
And it's just, I don't know.
It's
I just had
allergy
something
season.
stuck in my.
It's
yeah, there
allergy
you go.
season.
Had something stuck
He was
in
looking
there.
for hole sponsors. Should we call the Dollhouse?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Call Bum.
We're going
Well,
to
he's
call
looking for holes, so I
Yeah.
just thought we'd call the Dollhouse.
Perfect.
St. Stephen's Episcopal Church has helped out with this in the past as well.
I tell you what, well done, Dave. Well done. Well done. Somebody has finally put George in his place.
I
love it.
I'm sticking with my hole sponsor, so.
Oh,
Well,
is
we'll be
that
hitting you up
funny?
for one soon, George.
It's 300 kinds of wrong right there.
Oh, boy, I'm just glad I didn't get struck by lightning this time.
Oh, well.
But getting back to the golf package
Good
side,
comeback there.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
So, David, with what you're doing with the golf packaging, I mean, how many different, condos, hotels, different sites do you have available to you to utilize for this?
Right now, I have probably 15 or 20 at least, and that's growing.
Okay.
I'm still looking for additionals, and if any customer calls up and they're looking for something specifically, I'm going to go out and find it for them.
Yeah.
And as far as the golf goes, I'm going to do exactly what they're looking for and give them the best deal out there to make their trip to Myrtle
Okay,
Beach
now
enjoyable.
when you say best deal, I'm an amateur golfer. I'm coming in from Pittsburgh or Atlanta or wherever, and there's 100 different companies out there. Are you all giving me the same price, or what am I doing here? Am I calling to try to get $1 off here or $1 off there?
Some people are. Some people are going to go with me because I'm selling myself and I'm selling you. I don't want you just this year. I want you for the next 10 years. And I want to give you the best package for your $1. If you've only got a certain amount of money to spend, I'm going to put you on the best courses that I can put you on based on what you're looking to spend for your group.
And I also know that at one time, now I don't know if it's still being done around here, but where it was like you have quotes that go out there and you put a quote up and everybody else does, and then people can call you from that. I forget what that was called.
Well, there's the quick quote system through Golf Holiday.
Yes, that's it, exactly.
I mean, probably 5 to 10 packagers might get that same quote.
Yeah.
And you put out there, hopefully you'll get a return based on the quote that you give them and how you address the customer.
Yes.
And
okay. Yeah, I knew it was
that's the
something. I
best
knew that
way
was
to
what it
go.
was. I just couldn't remember exactly what it was called.
You can
but-
get them to return, if I can get them to return my call or return my email, there's a good chance I'm going to get them as a customer.
Yeah.
If I can talk to them for 5 minutes, there's an even better chance I can get them as a customer. Because I'm going to sell myself and I'm going to give them my customer
So
service.
you're
Very cool.
selling yourself and
Pretty
your
much.
knowledge of the course, your knowledge of the area lodging, the area of entertainment, what's local
Absolutely.
and entertainment-wise.
Absolutely.
So in other words, we need to hang with you so we can get out and play all the different golf courses and go to the restaurants and go to the cabarets, and we go to Al's. We can go to Dr. Grind's.
There you go.
We go to Possum Trot.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yep,
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
I'm trying to stir this along here.
I understand that.
Tell me now, there's 100, well, there used to be 100. There's probably 80-something golf courses now
Exactly.
left in the Grand Strand.
Exactly.
But you've got probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 different lodging options here?
Oh, I'm
Between
probably-
rental units, between the hotels, the motels, the stay and play, the
Absolutely.
whatever, the
Condos.
the Myrtle Beach Manor,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get put
That's-
up in a
Well, I've tried to get on that program
In a
several
mobile
times.
home,
They
I'll
wouldn't-
look into that
They
for
won't
you.
take The Godfather. I thought my character at Myrtle Beach Manor would be perfect.
I
know.
think you would be perfect.
The
in that role,
Godfather of
yes.
golf as a character in Myrtle Beach Manor. I think we ought to push for that.
Can
You
you
could
imagine?
run the show.
Jeff, could
they're
you
not
imagine the drama that he would stir? It would be ridiculous.
I can't
Yeah,
believe they haven't given him a reality show yet.
I'm under the understanding that they've canceled the show. They're not going to do another season at Myrtle Manor.
It's probably because they were going to put me on it. So,
Probably because somebody stole the sign.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is that hanging up in your garage?
No, it's not in mine, I can promise you.
Dave, tell us, how do we get in touch with you at thegolfdirector.com or for the packaging?
You can call me at 1-800-GO-GOLF1. You can email me 844-GO-GOLF-1, or locally at 843-272-1901. Or you can email me at dave@thegolfdirector.com. Can't believe I blew the number. Again,
That's okay, bud. It's your first time. It's your first time.
GO-GOLF-1.
Perfection unobtainable.
All the time, we know of virgins that blow something. So,
Hey.
don't worry about it.
Wow. It
It's
always
okay.
comes around to that, doesn't it?
Wow.
Okay, so 844-GO-GOLF-1, or the real easy way is just to go to thegolfdirector.com and they can contact you via
You can see
Dave at
some of our
thegolfdirector.com. I'm on thegolfdirector.com right now, and I go under what tag do I want to go under?
If you're on the home site, you can actually go to the Golf Vacations. You can go to the Destinations page and click on Myrtle Beach, but on the front page, underneath the Listen logo is the Golf Vacations
Okay.
logo, and you can click on that. That'll take you to our golf and lodging and golf-only packages.
Right.
And you can see some of the different packages we have to give you an idea of what's going on. And if you have any questions at all, please call or email me, and I'll be more than happy to go over other options that you don't see there, or any options that you may want to get yourself
And
involved in.
we're talking about packages. You could do it for the single golfer all the way up to 100 golfers, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
Or 200 golfers, or
Absolutely.
whatever.
No size is too big, no size is too small.
That's what she said.
That's exactly what she said.
Well, I mean, you look at it, he's got some great golf courses on here that you can go to. So
He
I
really
mean,
does.
it's something that folks, you give Dave a holler, and if you're wanting to come to the Grand Strand area, let him hook you up.
Hey, Dave, where do you find that most of your people are coming from this time of the year?
Oh, I've got a lot of people coming from Philadelphia and Chicago. The North absolutely is.
Definitely.
They're finally getting out from under the snow.
Yes.
And all that. And I've got a large group that I do from Chicago that's coming down Monday, and I'll be seeing them. I've got a group coming from actually North Carolina coming down in another week that I'll be playing golf with them. A group that I do every year around Memorial Day. And I wish they would come a week or so in advance because I can't get them on Kings North.
Right,
I'd love to get
right.
them on Kings North, and
Yeah.
every year they come around that Memorial Day weekend when they're doing the tournament and aerifying, so it's a tough sell. But I mean, the North is pretty much where you're getting a lot of the groups coming from. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, all over Illinois.
How about the Canadians? Do they tend to go through packages,
The
or do
Canadians
they do their own thing?
come down a lot. We've dealt with a couple of travel agents that book a lot of Canadian golfers.
Yes, sir.
They like to they like their budget golf to an extent.
Yes, sir.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not at all.
But
Well, normally during the time of the year that the Canadians are coming here, though, that's really the budget time of the year for us. I mean, because
well,
they're
they're coming
coming
in
here with the-
February and
yeah,
March, the Can-Am days, that
Right.
sort of thing.
Right.
Yes.
But I do get some. I've got a couple Canadians that are funny that I work with that they're booking for their bosses who are upper echelon, and they want the best for less, so to speak, during peak season. And
It doesn't happen.
I can only do so much.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
Exactly.
price is the price of the
You know,
golf.
And,
I
and nobody
can't-
else is going to be able to do any different, right?
No. There's
You-
no way. If I can book it at a price, if somebody else can book it at the same price, I can at least match it. So give me a shout. If you've got a quote on anything, give me the opportunity to quote you that package, and I can go apples to apples. Absolutely.
And they'll
I'll be
want to
more
book
than
with you
happy to.
because you're going to come out and play with them, right?
And besides
I
that,
can do that.
he's the
I can
nicest
do that.
guy in Myrtle Beach.
And that
You can't beat it.
that was the last thing I was going to say, is Shan has put it out there that I am the nicest guy in Myrtle Beach that you will ever talk to. So I've got that going for me.
Okay.
I got to be nice. You plugged
All
me.
right.
You
Thank
plugged
you.
me, so I got to be
Thank
nice.
you.
I got to be nice.
Boy, that was a
I have
stare.
to agree.
That was
I
a
have
stare.
to agree. Got to be able to give you a little flack. If we don't, then this wouldn't be the golf director.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, but yeah, absolutely. And, golf packaging is not an easy business. And I mean, people don't understand, they call in, they want this and they want that. It depends, like George was saying, it depends on the time of year. when you're coming as to the prices of what you're going to get. I mean,
Exactly.
you come in the summertime to Myrtle Beach, a lot of people come just to go to the beach, but if you're coming to play golf, that's actually the time to come if you want the cheaper golf
Right.
rates.
Well, it's
Right.
interesting
So-
too, and one thing I'd like, as far as a detail, Dave, I'd like to kind of broadcast out to all of our listeners from around the globe is, I've got a group of guys coming from Atlanta, and they want to come here. They want to play for 3 days, 36 holes for 2 of the days. They want to practice round, and they want to stay 3 nights running, okay? So you can kind of start doing the numbers, and they don't want to pay anything over $400, okay? Let's just throw that number out there. But they want to come at this time, this
Right.
week, this
Right.
specific week. And you sit and tell them, say, guys, look, if you come 2 weeks later, I can do this for you.
Absolutely.
But if you come at this time, I can't touch that number.
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of people don't really understand that is listen to your packager like Dave. And if you need to move your trip a little bit to save a couple of $100, do so. If you don't care, then come at the time you desire. And
Absolutely.
you're going to pay another price.
Well, that's 100%.
So-
I mean, you just hit the nail on the head right there. I mean,
That's
that's
it.
what, if you're going to go through a packager, listen to the suggestions, and because they know
And
the
Dave, you'll
pricing
tell
and,
them, yeah.
and where they can
Best
go.
offers they have.
You'll
Yeah.
tell them, say, look, if you waited a week, then I could reduce it by this amount, wouldn't you?
Right. I can always do
And
that.
I'm talking about the golf and
Right, and another thing too is during the summertime there's a lot of maintenance going on with the golf courses. So there's certain
Good point.
courses you can't get within
Yeah.
certain packages.
Good point.
That they're going to want. So some of these multi-round deals, absolutely, they might not be as available. So we try to
What-
stay up with the airification stuff because I want them
excellent
to know
point.
before
That's
they get to
great.
the desk.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's good.
How many price intervals are there in a year in Myrtle
Oh
Beach,
my
Dave?
Lord, there's
Oh, come on, Jeff.
13 or well,
13.
there's 13 to 15 at least.
That's crazy.
It-
Come
it's
on.
it's a little too much, but that's
crazy.
I've tried to put that out there as many people have, and if they would get the lodging intervals coincided with the golf intervals, that would even be better. But such is life. Some of them have it, some of them don't. And that's why you kind of got to separate your lodging and your golf and put them together, and that's how you kind of create the golf and lodging packages. The dates always don't meet. So if you're overlapping dates, you're going to get some different pricing.
Yeah, you get rate changes.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So, I'm all up on that, and most of the people are that are booking in this. But it just, there's got to be a slightly better way to do this, a little more coordination.
Well,
with
I think
everybody.
there's been major adjustments just over the last couple of years, and because of the state of the economy of the game
They're
of golf,
trying.
the economy in our, as general life itself has adjusted. So there is some movements there, but again, we are excited just simply because the golfer out there, the amateur player, the beginner or whatever, is wanting to come to the Grand Strand. That's the biggest hurdle. Is folks, if you're thinking about coming south or if you're going to take a vacation to play golf, come to the Grand Strand. I mean, I think that's the first
Absolutely.
thing you should look at.
Well, it's definitely the friendliest, easiest place to come and
It's-
play golf as
there's
far
so
as
much-
even if
It's
you are a
gotten easier
beginner,
to get here too. They have gotten that. They're getting that better.
The airlines and stuff.
The airlines
absolutely.
and stuff. They're getting better with getting direct flights from a lot of different areas.
Absolutely.
Well, plus too, I mean, even if you're going to Atlanta, if you're flying into that airport, rent a car, you can be here in 5.5, 6 hours. If you're going to Jacksonville or Charlotte or
Right.
wherever, you're here in
Charleston,
Charleston,
Wilmington.
you're here in a couple hours. So again, the Grand Strand, the Mecca of golf, is really your first answer to the first question of where should we go, and then the next is to pick up the phone and call the Dave Walkers of the world and say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Now, what is it going
Or
to
call
cost me?
Dave Walker. That would be good.
Yep. So, or email Dave.
Email.
That's true too. You can do that. And
Again, Dave, your number 844-GO, G-O, golf, G-O-L-F 1. Is that right?
that is correct.
And, or they can call you direct at the office at 843-272-1901. or 843-997-1356, dave@thegolfdirector.com, if, of course, your email. Dave, thanks so much, and for
Thank
a
you.
virgin, you did really good, bud.
I appreciate it.
Not bad.
You did well.
Not bad
Very
for a
good.
virgin.
Very
yeah.
good.
All
Thank
right,
you, thank
this
you.
is Hugh Roy III, George Honeycutt, and Dr. Grind on the end down there. Of course, for the roundtable here on thegolfdirector.com, we want to thank everybody for joining us, and we want to thank the wonderful people at the Zeus Radio Network for doing this for thegolfdirector.com.